Hey everyone, how are you? My name is Jason, and I'm really excited to be able to talk to you about the latest book by one of my favorite contemporary writers, Kim Thúy. That novel is called V, and it's just been translated into English by the premier translator, Sheila Fischman. She translated it from the French, and it'll be published this week by Random House of Canada. And so I would really like to thank my friend Lindsay from Random House of Canada for sending me this advanced reader copy. Lindsay, you take such good care of me. You know what a fan I am of Kim and her writing, so thank you so much. So I've mentioned several times on this channel and on others that, I am a fan of Kim Thúy's work. I'm familiar with her work, and through my job at the Canadian Literature Centre at the University of Alberta, I've been in the position, privileged position to meet her and interact with her. The first time being when she asked me to read from the English translation of her novel Rue, and she would read from French. And the second time being when I was able to, sit down with her and talk to her a little bit about Rue.
Okay.
I'm always honest.
I know you are.
You want the color of my underpants now?
That's actually not on here.
Huh? And I don't know the color. I don't remember what I chose this morning.
And then a few years ago, myself, Candace from the now defunct but excellent channel Librarian Fan Mail, and Jess from Foolish Oats did a kind of collaborative review project where we talked about Man on Hello Hemlock. So I can link those videos down below if you're interested in hearing us all talk about Kim's second novel, Man. So Kim Thúy won a French Language Governor General's Award for her novel Rue, and this is one of Canada's most prestigious book prizes. And Rue is about a young Vietnamese girl who is moved from a life of privilege to one of displacement, needing first to learn how to survive in a refugee camp, and then needing to begin a new chapter of her life in Quebec and needing to adjust. Her second novel, Man, is about a Vietnamese woman who's brought to Quebec as a result of an arranged marriage. And through food and cooking, she reconciles these cultures and histories and identities that she inhabits. So finally, V, the latest novel, follows a woman named V, whose name means minuscule and microscopic, and she lives the early chapters of her life really demurely and quietly, but then kind of develops and grows into a woman who kind of determines her own path. She's confident. She finds this joy in life. She returns to Vietnam to work as a lawyer alongside diplomats, and she falls in love. And, she has these kind of really nuanced, deep, caring thoughts about her family, what they went through, what they endured, that really demonstrates deep care. So V, like Rue and Man, is written in Kim Thúy's characteristic poetic vignette style, these short scenes, and it traces V's life from growing up as a young girl in Vietnam, then of course having to experience this kind of like forced migration from her home country and eventually finding refuge in Quebec. And Thúy is exploring the family politics and the power balances, the ways that they shift and move under the duress of forced migration and of trauma. And I think that she does this really deftly in all of her novels, and this one is no exception. In an interview with CBC Montreal, Kim says that she wanted with this novel to examine how it is we come to live a life. She says, "It's not because we're given a life that we know how to live. I think we need to learn to live. My mom keeps repeating that when you're born into a life, you have to learn how to stand, walk, drink, how to be a human, because we don't walk the same way if we're walking into a temple or going on a catwalk." So in 10 Canadian Writers in Context, the anthology on contemporary Canadian writing that I co-edited along with the director of the Canadian Literature Centre, Marie Carrière, and Curtis Gillespie, Pamela V. Singh has an essay about Kim Thúy's writing. So she notes that it's when we're looking at Kim Thúy's body of work, her writing kind of all together, speaking in relationship with one another, that we notice the themes that are central to this work. Some of those themes that Singh identifies are social and familial relationships with a marked emphasis on women's roles, burdens, and sacrifice, geosocial and cultural displacement, multiple states of belonging, and survival, memory, writing, and language issues. So V is certainly contributing to this body of work the meditation on these themes through the way that it addresses and builds really complexly on work that she's done already. So Singh is placing Thúy's work in the category of migrant literature in Canada, using the term after Pierre Nipfe, who Singh points out preferred the term migrant to immigrant because it concerned a literature less based on the experience and reality of immigration than defined in terms of a poetics, capable of expressing aspects of immigrant and exilic experiences such as movement, drifting, and different kinds of intermingling. So, like I keep saying, V really does complement the previous work of Kim Thúy, Rue, and Man, and especially when it's read in conjunction with these novels, it offers a really nuanced and sensitive account of migrant and refugee experience and what it means to take up the burden of homing in a new country. So since reading Rue years ago, I've grown really quite deeply interested in Kim Thúy's work, and so it was really exciting for me to be able to read this ahead of its publication and talk to you a little bit about it now. So I would really encourage you, if you live in English-speaking Canada, to go pick up a copy of the novel when it comes out on Tuesday, and then maybe let me know below what you thought. And, I think I've talked about Kim so much on this channel, so a lot of you might already be familiar with her and her work. So if that's the case, let's talk down below about Kim Thúy's work. I really like that. So I think that's it for me. But again, thank you so much to Lindsay and everyone at Random House Canada for sending this arc my way. I really loved reading it, and thanks again. So thanks to all of you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye-bye.